Welcome back, everyone. This is Coach Justin Ford, Mr. Dreams to Reality, and I'm excited to have you on the topic with me today. Today, we're diving into a topic that I think is one of the most important in any journey, whether you're aiming for personal growth, building a business, or simply trying to live life more fully. And that topic is vision, developing it, restoring it, and ultimately living it out with purpose and clarity. So let's start with something I've been reflecting on. So a couple of weeks ago, or a week at this point, or going on 2 weeks, I went on a fast. And so we're reflecting on without a clear vision, and I'm looking at my notes. So anybody that's wondering, so I'm trying to keep task, right? I'm trying to stay on task and not get all over the place. Let's start. So we're just moving through emotions. Without a clear vision, we're just moving through emotions, right? Visions is what gives us meaning in our steps. It's a compass that keeps us on track. No matter how long or winding the path might be, but vision isn't always crystal clear. And so that's the point I want to talk about today, right? And so, we went to my daughter's state volleyball tournament, and one of the things that I noticed was I didn't take the same route home. And the reason why I didn't take the same route home was, one, I was being stubborn, right? I'm like, no, I am going to get to the destination, even though I had a clear focus. I was making it back home, right? I knew I was going to make it home. I knew the direction I was going in. I had a compass, right? We're heading south. We're up north. We're heading south. And my wife's in the car, and we stop in somewhere in Missouri. I don't remember, Osage, Missouri, I think, or somewhere outside of Lynn, Missouri. And she's like, are we not going the same way we came up? And I was like, absolutely. What I didn't know is we were not going the same way we were coming home, right? And so, what that topic of discussion is saying, okay, where are we going? And, the cool part was God's like, I needed this time to talk to you because after the 20-day fast, I was praying for clarity. Oh my God, what was this fast? Like, what did I learn? What was the lessons? And so, he's saying, he's teaching me, he was showing me that, one, he restored my vision, my ability to see back into the future, my ability to go into my Zen place and be motivated with the future and be optimistic. And I know it's hard to see sometimes when you're going through your journey where you're at. And oftentimes it's not always the way we think it's going to go. Right. And so with my podcast and going in these different directions, I'm really trying to figure out, okay, where am I going as a coach? Where am I going as an individual? And I was blinded for a little bit. And not intentionally, I didn't know I was blind until our vision was restored. I didn't know I was off base until Jesus came in and restored my vision. And what I mean by my vision is my fervor for life, my excitement to pursue greatness. And not that I stopped pursuing greatness. It's almost like a disbelief started to come over me. And so, your vision is a North Star. It's a compass that keeps us on track, no matter how long or winding path it might be. So I remember my story of going home and what that looks like. And so, God made it very clear to me, hey, you need to be coaching my people. You need to be talking about what is vision, right? What does that mean? So when Jesus talks about you have eyes but can't see and ears but don't hear, that's a lot of us in today, right? Even if for a person who doesn't believe, but if you ask a person, hey, what is the vision for your life? What does your life look like? Where do you want to go? Where's your North Star? A lot of people wouldn't be able to answer that question. And it's difficult. But the vision isn't always crystal clear. Sometimes it gets cloudy or even lost. And that was me. And that's okay. Today, I want to talk about how we develop that vision, how we restore it when we lose sight, and why both of the processes are essential. Right? So the power of the vision, or clear vision. First, let's talk about why vision matters so much. Think of vision as a picture in your mind, right? So whenever I'm doing this podcast, right, and we're trying to figure out what background's going to be better, what's going to be good, right? Like the glitch because of the background screen and the camera and the lighting, and it makes the thing glitchy. So it shows you that I'm in a background, which is fine, right? As you see when I move. So I don't have a vision. I have a vision to not have that happening. So moving forward, I might just get rid of the background and just have my whiteboard and clean up my background. I just don't like my background. So, see, because I have a vision. right? I have a vision for my life. I have a vision for what I want that to look like. And so whenever you do have a vision for your life, it's important that you're able to figure out what exactly is it that you're doing, right? And so having a clear vision means not just reacting to what life throws your way. Instead you're guiding yourself toward a purpose. Something that pulls you forward even when things get tough, right? So, you start asking yourself questions like, what in the world? Hold on, guys. My notes is all over the place. You know, what is the bigger picture I want for my life, my business, or my community? Who do I want to become on this journey? Right. And so these are notes, asking myself, and, you know, what do I want to, what do I want to contribute that's meaningful? For me, I'm a basketball coach. Right. And so I lost sight, not necessarily of what I'm doing as a basketball coach, but life happens and things happen. And so these questions have helped me see beyond just the day-to-day tasks, right? And they keep me focused on the larger purpose, and they make each step feel connected to something much bigger, right? And so I have this massive goal and I have this massive dream, right? And so, with my Now Faith brand and my e-commerce store, I was trying to do too much, but the biggest thing, I was so impatient and saying, is this thing going to happen? Right? There's so much that needs to happen uh, for my family's sake, right? For the legacy's sake. And understanding that I'm the first person in my family that says, hey, this is a vision that I have to become a multimillionaire. And the thing that God was teaching me was, you're not going to do this by yourself, right? You're not going to amass this level of success. One, without vision, right? Two, not without me. And three, now without truly understanding what direction you're supposed to go. And I thank God for that. So developing vision isn't always about having it all figured out, right? You got to start small, but think big, right? And sometimes it's a process of discovery. And I've been through a process of discovery. I opened a kiosk. I needed to open a kiosk so I can learn some things. I needed to do the experimentation. I needed to go out and work in the public. I needed to go and leave the land of familiar and come back and say, okay, what direction am I truly going in? And I wasn't happy with myself in some areas, right? With my weight, with some habits that I needed to break. And that's okay, right? That doesn't mean I failed by any means. It just means I'm more comfortable with saying, okay, I need to take a step back and I really need to focus on the vision and where my vision is. So my job now is to coach people on developing their vision and allowing them to help them and teach them, hey, don't be in such a rush, right? And don't take on more than what you should. You should really dial back some things. And that's what I really had to learn, was to dial back some things. Here's what I do to develop my vision, step by step. One, right? So I made notes, I have my notes. I'm trying to read off my notes and not freelance so I can value your time. The most important thing with my vision is developing my podcast that values your time. And so this is a really important topic, and everything's going to be propelled off the vision, right? Start small. I start by identifying one thing I care deeply about, something that stirs passion or curiosity. For me, it's coaching basketball. I want to be a better basketball coach. I want to be a better trainer. I wanted to find a way to better teach my athletes how to be better basketball players. So it could be helping others, creating something, or overcoming a specific challenge. For you, I've noticed people struggle with finances. I noticed people struggle with a vision for their life, right? And so most of our issues stem from a vision, and that vision requires money and financial resources, right? And God was teaching me, like, I have all the resources, follow me. And if you follow me, I'll take care of everything else. And he's been faithful in that. And so, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all the righteousness of it, and all the things we added unto you, right? Matthew 6:33, right? Matthew 6:33, right? From that small seed of interest, right? So Jesus talks about this. Faith of a mustard seed will move mountains, right? The parable of the mustard seed. This is where the vision, right, starts as a mustard seed, and it starts to grow and it germinates and it gets bigger, right? And so you begin to think bigger. And then picture the ideal outcome. You got to ask myself, what does my success look like in this area if everything run right? I don't worry about how realistic it seems at this stage. And that was my biggest frustration, was I wanted to be realistic right away. I wanted to win the championship in the 8 months. I wanted to win the championship in a year. And that's fine. Like, I documented my entire journey of building my e-commerce store and figuring out how to build my brand and understand, okay, this is where I'm going. This is how far I want to go. And all those things are important. This step is about dreaming without limits, letting yourself imagine the best possible outcome. I noticed that people, including myself, we can dream so much. And then, we start getting into how am I going to make this happen? Right. And so set a timeline and milestones, and I've had to do that, and been developing a better job of saying, okay, where are we going? For an idea, I follow Ryan Moran's 12 months until 1 million in 12 months. I didn't follow the system well because I was in such rush and I was trying to do every different idea. Don't do that. Right. So over the next 6 months, I really want to refine my e-commerce store. I want to refine my operations. I really want to focus on building the best business that's going to serve my clients, or I want to build a business that's going to serve, my community. And I want to build a service that I can serve other people and live a life that pleases God. Like, that is my focus. Right. So, here's where we turn that big dream into achievable goals, right? I'll set some milestones, like I just said, next 6 months. I want to redo everything that I've done because I didn't know what I didn't know 8 months ago. But now I know what I know going into the 12 months of this process, right? And so I got 6 months, my goal was to be reaching $10 a month in sales and then to double that, to 10x that. And that's within the next 6 months. I want to be having one product line or one t-shirt building, right? And so, and this is probably gonna have to be 2 episodes. And so I want to have that product line in place, right? By this time next year, we're prepping towards winning the state or district championship. And that's what I lined up for my Voice Master program for my academy. I want to build back up our coaching staff. I want to get to having people coming into our organization that's helping it grow. And I think one of my frustrations was I went through a really rough patch dealing with a parent that I kind of let get to me in terms of a situation. And I've learned from that. And that kind of took me out of my place where I'm like, I'm just not going to coach basketball anymore. I'm just not going to deal with this. And I'm not going to put up with people making me feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Right. And I was doing the right thing. And so I love to be coaching. I love training athletes. I love helping athletes become the best that they can be. And so that's just something I had to work to. I love to be coaching basketball. I love to be training. This breaks the vision into pieces, and you can work towards that one at a time. Right. And so recognizing signs. Now, sometimes we lose sight of our vision. I told you earlier in the podcast, I lost sight of my vision. I lost my vision. I was literally blinded. I was just navigating through the waters and God kept me. God showed me the way. And I'm excited, right? And I'm excited to see where we're going. And I'm excited to pursue God and that relationship with Jesus and really being intentional about that, right? And so, but there are some signs that we may be straying off course. Here's some signs I had to look for myself, right? Feeling unmotivated or stuck, right? Who's been there? Raise your hand if you've been there. I've definitely been there. Notice if you're going through signs and motions, but not feeling connected. It's usually a sign that your vision has become blurred. I was there. Listen to what I just said. I've been there, getting distracted by short-term goals, right? If you're always chasing the next small win, but feel like you lost a big picture, that's a big red flag. Learn from me. That's things that I messed up. I got look at my notes here. Doubting my purpose, right? So if you start questioning why you're doing what you're doing, and that was me, it might be time to revisit and refresh your vision. That's why it's important that you write your vision out so you're not just feeling lost, right? And so recognizing these signs are important. Recognize, do these signs allow me to step back and reconnect with the vision rather than feeling lost in the weeds? And I felt lost in the weeds. The 20-day fast was really good for me to reset. And so this is part one of this. I'm going to give my last talking point, and then I'm going to do part two because this is really good. Restoring visions. So we're looking at the 3 R's in restoring vision. I found myself slipping from my vision. And so, developing the 3 R's: reflect, refocus, renew. Right. And one thing that my therapist talked to me about was, hey, I think it's time for you to get a reset on what in the world you got going on. So, reflect, take some time to go back to the roots of your vision. Right. And if you don't have your vision, this is very important to understand. Before any of this can work, if you don't know your vision, message me. so we can develop a vision, right? So I try keeping it short, but I want to talk about some points. I cannot stress the importance of reflection. Reflection is about remembering what sparked your vision in the first place, right? Reflection is that intimate time when you said no. Like for me, when I first created the Missouri Kings Basketball Club, and my my director of business created the Fort X Basketball Academy logo, there was some fervor, there was some excitement that I had, and there was a vision. And somewhere, life started to drain me. Life started to pull me down. Life started to suck energy out of me. People that I was around started to tear me down. Not that they were probably being intentional, but they were. And it was hard for me. It was hard being around people who make fun of you when you're trying to do something, right? And this is why it's important that your circle is important. That's why it's important that your community is intact. That's why it's important to get around people who are gonna promote you and push you on and say, hey, you can do this. And it's important to write your vision out. It's important to have that vision. It's important to uh, you know, share that discussion with people and say, this is where I want to go. The more refined your vision is, the better it'll be for you. And I really hope that you take this episode and this video, because I'm going to do a part two, because I feel real strong about this. I feel real strong about what I'm doing with the YouTube. I feel strong about what I'm doing with the life coaching. I feel strong about what I'm doing with the boys basketball program. And I feel strong, and I feel the resistance within me, right? Because I've been hurt by people. I've hurt other people, and understanding that I'm going to do my best to become the best version of myself, right? I wrote a book called Just Do Your Job. And part of the frustration was, when the book sell? Will people want to read the book? And part of that is marketing and promoting the book. And I didn't know that. So I have a lot of things to work with. I have a lot of things to review. I have a lot of things to process. And, the point of being a coach is sharing that intimate moment, sharing the truth, saying, hey, I know it's difficult, and I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you. And I think most of the times, if people understood that people are here to help them, the better things would be for them. And I'm here to help others. I'm here to love on people. I'm here to serve the people God has brought me here to serve. I'm here to seek the kingdom of heaven. And, that's, love, joy, righteousness, and treating people right and treating people well. And I don't always get that right. And so as I reflect on my vision and getting back to who I am and caring for people, right? I care for people, just not caring about what they say and not letting their opinions get to me. Or I have this over ambitious goal in mind, which is to become a multimillionaire, which I am a multimillionaire. It's just getting there. It takes so much time, and then being patient and not saying, I should already be here, man, frustrated at the world. And that's just not right. Nobody deserves that. And not even myself. And so learning to give myself some grace, learning to give myself some patience and trusting Jesus and having faith that God is going to move and know that the Holy Spirit is working in me. Those things are important. And so if some people like it, great. If they don't like it, I understand. And here we are, right? I haven't recorded a new episode, so I wanted to get on here. But the next episode, part 2, Restoring Visions, part 2. And I look forward to it. And the next topic is going to be about refocus, renewal. And then we're going to be talking about practicing patience and perseverance and really developing your vision. So I really want to talk to you about developing your vision. If you have a vision, dusting it off, right? Pulling it off the bookshelf, because that's something you need to read every single day. And that's something you need to do every single day. It needs to become a habit, right? On my thing, I have a sign that somebody gave me that says "Winning is a Habit" by Vince Lombardi. And your vision has to be a habit. Your ability to win has to be a habit. Everything you do every single day has to be a habit. And then don't let people box you in, right? Just because they can't see your vision, don't allow them to cloud your vision, right? I'm going to say it again. Just because they don't see your vision, don't allow them to cloud your vision. Get a team, get a mentor, hire me. Hire me. I'll gladly jump on a call with you when I'm available. The sessions are $300 per call. If you're on a 15-minute consultation, it's $50, $50. Or you want a full consultation, $300. I'll gladly speak with you. If not, here's my YouTube video. If you don't think my YouTube video is not good, fine. I understand it. But I'm here to serve people. God has called me here to serve, and somebody needs to hear this, and I hope it helps them. And I pray that it helps. If it doesn't, totally understand. But I believe everybody needs a vision reset and vision restore and how to develop a vision. And that's going to be the most important. And so developing a vision is going to be my next topic of conversation. Hey, so it's been Mr. Dreams to Reality, Mr. Coach Ford. This is the Rise Above Potential podcast. I'd love for you to tune back in. Do me a favor, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. If you like it, if you don't, I understand. Leave your nasty comments in the chat. Whatever you got to do to make your life better, if that makes you feel fulfilled, that's your vision for your life. And for somebody else, if you love it, share it with somebody. And I can't wait to talk about part two. Part two will be finishing up the restoring the vision, and then I'll come back and do it. How to create the vision and developing a vision for your future. All right. Have a great night, guys. Thanks.